guys, it's Lps BelieveTV here. Today I am back with my second storytime video. You guys really seem to enjoy my first storytime video, which you can actually click on, which I'll put on the screen right here if you want to see that. It was about my cousins and how their crazy neighbors called the cops on them. It was crazy. You should definitely go check that out. But anyway, on to this story time. So in this story time, I'm going to be telling you guys about the time of my first kiss, which it's one of those like first kisses that doesn't necessarily count because I was so young. I'm pretty sure I was in the first grade. I have not been kissed since then, but you know, you just gotta wait for the perfect time and the perfect person. I am also going to be telling you guys about the time I got stitches. No, the first kiss story and the stitches story are unrelated, but they were caused by the same person actually. So yep, let's jump right into the first story. So my parents used to host every year a shrimp boil. They would boil like shrimp, potatoes, corn, all of that kind of like shrimp boil stuff, and invite a bunch of people from the neighborhood over, and we just hang out and talk and laugh and just socialize. This was also back when most of the kids in our neighborhood were pretty young, so they could bring over their kids and we would just like hang out. So that's what was going on. So everybody came and brought a bunch of their kids, and so the kids were sent upstairs to my parents' master bedroom. So we had one babysitter for about 12 kids. Yeah, so basically picture this. 12 kids running around one bedroom. It's a pretty big bedroom, but it's not big enough for 12 kids, plus an adult. The babysitter's name was Susanna, and she was babysitting us. She had brought some games with her, but you know that doesn't keep kids interested for very long, so things started to go a little crazy after a bit. So getting to the part of the first kiss, so Susanna was just doing her thing, babysitting, playing games and stuff, and this one little girl, which I'm pretty sure her name was Tori, they moved away though, but her name was Tori, and she was really thirsty and she needed some water. So she went up to Susanna, and Susanna agreed to take her downstairs to get some water. And so this is when things started to get hot. No, I'm just kidding. So the minute they walk out of the room, me and this kid, we'll just call him Colby. We were just like sitting on the bed, and all of a sudden we just like went under the sheets. So we're under the sheets, both of us, and I think we were just like looking at each other and giggling, and I remember this very clearly. My neighbor, her name's Cassidy, she was like on top of the covers with her cousin, and they were like screaming like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing under there? Oh my gosh!" It was so weird, but it was like so funny at the same time. And so yeah, we were under there, and then I think he kissed me. And so that happened, and we pop out of the covers, and we're like flying on cloud 9. And then like Susanna walks in with Tori. Tori's got her little cup of water, and it's just like dead silent in the room because everyone knows what just went down. But like nobody even says anything, and then everything just goes back to normal, which I guess normal was kind of like crazy kids running around, so you know, that's normal, that's normal. So Susanna never found out, I don't think, but later that night, I remember we were like cleaning the dishes up with my mom and dad and my brother, and I remember telling my dad, "Oh my gosh, I got kissed tonight," and he was like, "What?" So that's the crazy first kiss story of Lps BelieveTV, so yes. Why am I sharing this with you? I don't know. So the next story is of what caused me to have to get stitches, and I really don't know how old I was or how many stitches I got. I'm gonna ask my mom later, and I'm gonna insert it in the video, like right as text right here. But anyway, so on to this story. So one day on a really pretty summer's day, me, my little brother Kyle, his best friend Noah, and this other kid named Andrew, the kid who kissed me, Colby, were all hanging out, and We were at Noah's backyard and we were laying in the sprinkler and doing the slip and slide. It was pretty fun actually. I remember having a lot of fun with them. So we headed back to my house and we ran in the sprinkler again and made my parents drag out like every single toy in our house because we were jerks. And then we headed back to Noah's house, and so this is when the stuff goes down. So this kid Andrew, this kid was kind of a crazy person. He was just really hyper. He was the oldest kid out of us all, but he had this super
high-pitched, squeaky voice.
So he thinks it's cool if he brings this like giant bucket with us. So like at first it was normal. It was like,
okay, you got a bucket, cool, alright.
So yeah, the bucket's important, by the way, guys. So we're just hanging out at Noah's house, jumping through the water, being kids, being crazy, and all of a sudden, the kid Colby, right? That kid, he grabs the bucket and he thinks it's a good idea to start swinging it around. Guess what happened next? Colby just happens to let go of the bucket at the exact right moment where my face is facing that direction, and the bucket goes flying and then it hits me in the mouth and I am bleeding. Help me! It's just ketchup. No. So that was a little over dramatic, but you get the idea. So after the bucket attempted to kill me, one of Noah's parents, I think, came out. I think it was his mom. Noah's mom, she rushed me to the kitchen and we tried to rinse like the blood off. It was so bad, guys. Walked me home and I was back home, and right before we left for the hospital, Colby's dad drove up with Colby in the back and he apologized for about 10 minutes and he made Colby get out and give me a hug. At this point, I was still feeling really bad and we decided it was time to go. So we headed out in the car and we rushed to the hospital, and I waited in the waiting room for just a little bit and we headed into one of the rooms, and then the doctor had a giant needle thing, but they had my face covered so I couldn't see it, and they stitched it up. Ugh. I actually had numbed my entire mouth through the process, which was a relief, and I couldn't feel a thing and I couldn't see anything, and my brother and my dad were actually they watched the procedure. I don't know why, but they did. So they kind of told me what happened. They're like, you had a needle in your mouth and it was so gross, and I was like, really? I couldn't even feel it. That's basically my crazy stories for you guys today. Please be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you really enjoyed, be sure to hit the subscribe button to become a believer today. One more thing, guys, I hit 2,000 subscribers on March 14th, 2016, and then I hit 3,000 on March 31st, 2016, and I am about to hit 4,000 subscribers, and it's April 10th, the day that I'm filming this. I just think that is so cool and so awesome how you guys just started pressing on my videos so frequently during that time, and I just started gaining, and it's just crazy awesome, and I just really wanted to thank you guys so much, and I just really wanted to address that, so yes. Anyways, I really appreciate it, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye!